Hello everybody and welcome back to my playthrough of Pokemon Brilliant Diamond. In this episode we'll be going through Route 209 and also the Lost Tower. So let's get right into it. Quickly before I commence with all the route and while I just fight this trainer, if you are enjoying this series or you enjoy this episode, please could you hit the subscribe button. This will allow you to see all my future content as it comes out. These episodes are releasing daily, and I'm also releasing Football Manager and Warzone content currently. So if you enjoy any of that and want to see more in the future, please hit the subscribe button. It really is much appreciated. Anyway, on with the route. You'll see that we've found a trainer almost immediately. This trainer is called Pokemon Breeder Albert. His first Pokemon is a Bonsly, which we saw previously in the last episode, and he also has a Budyu. However, one of the Pokemon he uses is unique, or one that we haven't seen yet. So he's worth fighting if you're looking to fill up your Pokedex. I'll just quickly take out this Budyu and then you'll see what it is. Very close to a level up on Kadabra here. There we are, so now we've defeated Budyu. You see that the next Pokemon to come up is a Pichu, which is something we haven't seen yet. So we'll actually give Kadabra a run out here to make sure it gets that level up. And the Pichu is level 17, so it's fairly high level for a baby Pokemon anyway. But obviously as a baby Pokemon, it's not strong at all, so very easy to take down. There we go, in one shot from Kadabra. I'm in a weird place with Kadabra in that he seems to be really strong and fast, but I'm not sure if I want to use him on my team long term, as the team I have in mind would have quite a bad weakness to Fairy if I kept Kadabra in. But then he is doing really well in the time he's been in my team, so I'm not fully sure on what to do with him. But anyway, if you come into this grass patch, in the top corner you will find a jar of honey. And there are actually a couple of Pokemon in here which are new to us, so we will find them and capture them. The first is this here, which is Mime Jr. Mime Jr., as I said last episode, of course, is exclusive to Pokemon Brilliant Diamond. If you have Pokemon Shining Pearl, you will find a Bonsly in here, so you can catch that instead. I'm going to capture this Mime Jr. and I'll get a Bonsly by trading with someone who has Shining Pearl. So there's quite a few other Pokemon you can find in here. You can find Starly, you can find Bibarel, you can find Staravia, the evolved form of Starly. You can find Zubat, and you can also find Gazly. Zubat and Gazly are only available at night time. So Mime Jr.'s Pokedex entry was, it habitually mimics its foes. The foes are said to be unable to look away from Mime Jr. Now, along with all the Pokemon I just said about, there is one other Pokemon that is available, and it's a very, very rare encounter chance, and that is this here, which is Chansey. So Chansey is quite an interesting Pokemon. It has next to nothing in attack and defense stats, as well as its evolved form Blissey. However, it does have really high special defense, so it's quite tanky if the opponent's using special moves on you, but terrible if using physical. When evolved into Blissey, it does get slightly better special attacks. It has a bit more utility, but overall it's just a really defensive Pokemon. The one thing that they both do have, though, is extremely high hit points. I believe Blissey actually has the highest amount of hit points out of any Pokemon available, and Chansey's not far behind. So you will get an enormous amount of HP with a Chansey. Tends to be used more as a stall Pokemon. Its Pokedex entry is, it's said to bring happiness. Being compassionate, it shares its eggs with other people. So now we've done that, we can come down here and speak to this fisherman here, and he will give us our second stage fishing rod. So this is the good rod, which will allow us to find slightly rarer Pokemon when fishing in water. We can finally get something other than a Magikarp. So I'll go ahead and register this here over the old rod. And then that allows us to find one Pokemon on this route in the water that we have yet to see. There we go. So that Pokemon is this here, which is a Goldeen. You can find these Goldeen available between levels 10 and 25. So just be aware that if you are sitting around the mid-level 20s, that if you encounter a level 25 Goldeen, it could be, more tricky to take down, or at least a weaken to catch. Mine's only level 15 here though, so a couple of tackles from Luxio should reduce its health enough to be caught on a Pokeball. And there we go, easy capture. So, on to Goldeen's Pokédex entry. It swims elegantly by flittering its tail fin as if it were a dress. It has the look of a queen. Which is ironic, as its evolution is Sea King, not Sea Queen. Anyway, now we've caught everything we possibly can in this route, we can proceed on, fight the necessary trainers, and find all the items available within this route. First up, we have this double battle here between twins Emma and Lil, who use the two version exclusives, Mime Jr. and Bonsly. Both are very weak. Despite being level 19, they're both not strong at all, so they should be very simple to take out. Particularly in my case, where Luxio knows Bite, which would be super effective on Mime Jr., and Bonsly being Rock type is weak against Monferno's fighting type moves. So we'll take both of these out in one shot. I actually used Spark by accident. I meant to use Bite, but no bother. Still got it down in one. And that's Luxio up to level 29. He's getting closer and closer to evolution. Moving on then, there is another trainer just here. This is Pokekid Danielle. And if you can't tell from her costume what she's going to use, she sends out a Pikachu. Level 19. We have seen a Pikachu before, but we don't see them very often, so we'll just let this battle play out rather than skipping over it. So that's Pokekid Danielle taken out. There are actually quite a few items on this route which are hidden, so if you have the dowsing machine, which you should do, if you give a ping around while you're moving around, and you should be able to spot and find the items that are available here. Just east of Pokekid Danielle, there is an X accuracy, I believe. Heading back round to the west, there are two trainers here. One is Jogger Richard. He uses a Luxio, level 19. And if you speak to the person just near him, it's actually not a trainer. It's a breeder who gives you some free stickers for your ball capsules. Just next to her are two berry trees, which contains two Chesto berries and two leper berries. We haven't actually encountered leper berries before, I believe. They're very useful. If you eat one, you can restore 10 PP to any of your moves. So if you find yourself using all the PP in one move, and you feel like you need to restore it, rather than using an ether, for example, you can just use a leper berry. Just north of the twins, hidden on the ground here, there was a revive. So be sure to pick that up on your playthrough. And then we can proceed on with battling the 2 trainers over here. The first one here is Jogger Raoul. He has a Staravia level 19. And next is Breeder Jennifer, who uses a Mime Junior level 16, a Budgie level 15, and a Cleffa level 17. All of which baby Pokemon, very weak, easy to take down. Just to the east of them here is this little tower here, this little pile of rocks. And if you interact with it and picked up the old keystone that we picked up in the last episode, you can add the odd keystone to this tower. So now you can start fulfilling the requirement to get Spiritomb. It's not something I'm going to do right away, but in future I will do an episode on how to get Spiritomb. So north of that tower is a hiker who will give you some stickers if you talk to him. And just east of him is 2 berry trees which will give you 4 raspberries. Coming into this little crevice, if you click on the rock, you will get an awakening hidden in the rock. And then continuing on, I don't believe there's any items in this crater. Nope, I'm right. So then you can have a battle with this trainer here, who is Cowgirl Shelly. And she will use 5 Bidoofs between the levels of 14 and 16. Not sure why anyone would be that desperate to use so many Bidoofs, but each to their own. So we'll run away from this battle, and we are now at the Lost Tower. Oh. These wild encounters are relentless at the minute. But before we go into the Lost Tower, just down to the southeast, there is a cut tree. If you use cut on this tree, you can see there is an item hidden behind. And that item is for TM47, which is Steel Wing, which is a fairly powerful steel type move that can be learned by flying type Pokemon mainly. So we will now head into Lost Tower. So the encounters in Lost Tower change on all the floors that you're on. On the first floor, you can encounter Gazly and Zubat during the day, and during night, you can also encounter Murkrow or Misdreavus, depending on what version you are playing on. The encounter chances on the second floor are exactly the same. There are a few items kicking around, and there is one trainer called Youngster Oliver who uses a Stunky level 16, a Shellos level 16, and a Kricketune level 16. So once you've defeated youngster Oliver, be sure to pick up the oval stone just above him. And I think there is a hidden item down here, though I'm not sure. Yeah, it looks like there is. Yeah, just down right by me. There we go. And that's a bag of Stardust, which is an item that can be sold to shops for a reasonably low value. I think it's about 1,000 it can be sold for. Still worth picking up. Doesn't look like there's anything else around here. So we can probably proceed with moving on to the 3rd floor. I was convinced there was a revive or something around here. I swear there was in the previous games. Anyway, we'll move on to 3rd floor. On the 3rd floor, there is a new encounter available. You have an extremely rare chance, around 1% chance on this floor, of encountering a Golbat. However, if you are looking to catch Golbat, don't worry, as there are higher chances further on. So don't worry about trying to get that 1% chance when you're here. So next up, there is a trainer here who is Roughneck Kirby, who, oddly for a Roughneck trainer, you think he'd be using something different than the little baby Pokemon Cleffa. Yeah, he uses 1 Cleffa, level 19. So just past Roughneck Kirby, there is a revive on the floor. Maybe this is the item that I was thinking was on the floor below. I made a small mistake. Carrying on north above Roughneck Kirby, there is Pokefan Leonard here. He uses 3 Pokemon. He uses 2 Pichus, level 15, and 1 Pikachu, level 18. And with that, our Luxio should have leveled up enough now to evolve into its final form. And indeed it has. What? Luxio is evolving. And there we have it. Our Luxio has evolved into a Luxray. His Pokédex entry is: it has eyes that can see through anything. It spots and captures prey hiding behind objects. So I think that's the first Pokemon we've got that's hit its 3rd stage now. So Luxray will be very, very strong for us. Anyway, proceeding on to the 4th floor. You can find similar encounters on this floor as the floor below, apart from you now have a higher chance of encountering Golbat, around a 5% chance. First trainer you will run into is Pokefan Rebecca, and she uses 1 Pokemon, which is a Bonsly level 19. Just south of her is Belle and Pa, Beth and Rob. They both only use one Pokemon. They use a Ponyta and a Buizel, both level 19. Continuing on round, there is a second double battle on this floor, which is young couple Mike and Nat. They also only use one Pokemon each, both level 19. They use the 2-version exclusive Pokemon available in this tower, which is Murkrow and Misdreavus. So of course you can pick those up in this tower, or you could also pick them up in advance of this in Eterna Forest, which is what I did. So up onto the final floor, you'll find just two old people here, an old couple. If you speak to the old lady on the right, she will give you a cleanse tag, which reduces encounter rates when running through grass or in a cave, etc. I honestly wish we had this item when we were in the Wayward Cave and we couldn't get away from wild encounters, but it's good to have now. And if you speak to the old man, he will give you the HM or the TM and the hidden machine for your Poketch of Strength. However, whilst you can use the TM for Strength to teach your Pokemon the move, you'll be unable to use the hidden machine for Strength just yet, as first off, we'll need to get a gym badge, and it's not even the third gym badge, it's one of the later gym badges. It just occurred to me that I ran all the way downstairs and I forgot to capture the Golbat. So on this top floor, Golbat has a higher chance again of being caught. There is a 10% chance of it appearing. So if you're looking to get Golbat, you could do worse than capturing it on the top floor. So it's only available on the 3rd, 4th and 5th floor. Around a 1% chance on the 3rd floor, 5% on the 4th floor and around 10% on the 5th floor. So definitely try and find it on the 5th floor. And there we have it, Golbat was caught. So Golbat's Pokedex entry is, it loves the blood of humans and Pokemon. It flies around at night in search of neck veins. And with a mouth that large, I imagine it can eat some pretty big necks. But anyway, that's everything to see in Lost Tower. So you can now head out and return to the route. There's not much left of the route outside. I believe there's 2 trainers we have to battle, and then that's about it. So, back outside, there are 2 more trainers which we didn't battle earlier, which are these 2 here. These 2 trainers are young couple Tai and Sue, and they will engage you in a double battle, both only using 1 Pokemon. They'll use a Machop and a Meditite, both level 19. It just occurred to me that I believe we missed an item when we were exploring around here. If we come into this little trench here and then use our bike, and I can get the joystick working. There you go, use the bike to scale this ridge here. There is one item we missed, which is a bottle of calcium. So calcium's used for raising the effort values of one of your Pokemon. So if you want to increase a certain stat of your Pokemon, calcium's a good way to do it. And that is now everything you can see on this route. If you enjoyed this video, please drop a like on it, and also give me a comment to give me some feedback on what you think you like or don't like about the series so far, and what you think I should improve on. We will continue on with Salacian Town in the next episode. I really hope you've enjoyed, and I really hope you have a really lovely day.